If you're under 20k a month working 10-hour days and your business is plateauing, this video is for you. I'm going to show you exactly why your 10-hour days aren't actually 10 hours and the new way to operate in your business. So let's get started. So this might be what your day currently looks like. You're waking up tired already, you're scrolling, flooding your system with dopamine that's putting you on a roller coaster throughout the rest of the day, and you're procrastinating on the work that you have to do. Then comes 10 a.m. You're already tired and you're task switching, but during that first hour of the day, you manage to get a bit of light work done. This comes to 12 p.m. when you're in a bit of an existential crisis. However, during this time, you do manage to get a bit of deep work done and a little bit of light work as well. After lunch, you're co-working. This is your best time of the day. You got an hour of light work and another hour of deep work. But after that, you're back to your desk around 4. And throughout the whole day, everything is caught up to you and you've completely crashed. You're tired, you're overstimulated, and you don't want to do any work. By 6 p.m, you manage to get a little bit of your energy back and get another hour of light work in before you head home. So far today, you've been on a roller coaster of stress, and that means you've got to go out and have a few beers to wind down. Now, I'm not saying you have to stop drinking, but sometimes we can go through such a stressful day, the only way to wind down on the back of it is by drinking. But anyway, by 10 p.m, your head hits the pillow and the overthinking sets in. You've had so much noise throughout your day that when it's finally time to hit the pillow, you're just constantly overthinking. You've checked your email for an hour and you've hit the hay. So in total, you've got 8.5 hours of work done. You've managed to get 6.5 hours of light work done and 2 hours of deep work done in your 10-hour day. That's not too bad, and you could probably sustain a business off that. But this is why your business is starting to feel like it's running you. Because you're spending all day without a plan or a strategy, this is what happens. Okay, I want to show you the new way to operate in your business. The first thing you're doing is a very intentional start to your day. You're getting movement, sunlight, a big spike in your energy, and a big spike in your cortisol. That's exactly what you want to wake yourself up. By 10 a.m, you've got a client acquisition system in place, and you are going and doing 90 minutes of that. You're having coffee in the morning to expand your dopamine receptors and improve your focus and alertness. And you're going to check your email for the first time. During this time, you had 2 hours of deep work. Next, we've got some more deep work with a creation task now to move your business forward. This is going to have a very high cognitive demand, and it's going to be important but not urgent. Remember, if you're just doing important and urgent things all day, you're firefighting. We have a plan and a strategy to attack and move your business forward. Next is your collaboration task, and it's very highly productive, right? Because you've had such a nice morning. 2 hours of more deep work. Then you've got some time in the afternoon when you're doing your scheduled meetings or some simple flow-in admin work. So your energy has been managed efficiently. So by 6 p.m, when it's time to step out your business, you can have time away from work that's actually enjoyable. You can go enjoy moving your body, meeting people, meeting friends, and not having to feel like you're relying on vices and crutches to wind down from your day. And then finally, your day ends with proper rhythm and proper sleep, where you can settle down and get a good night's sleep and be in the best position to prepare for the next day. When I tell people this routine, they're like, no, I don't have time to do this. Now let's look at this when you're doing it effectively. So you have a total of 9.5 hours of work completed. That's an hour more than before. Also with that, you've got 4 hours of light work. This is your flow and admin tasks, checking your emails, things like this. But you've got 5.5 hours of needle moving tasks that you've completed, as opposed to only 2 hours. This is your new leverage right here, and this is what I really need you to understand. When you do the maths, it becomes very obvious of how your day is scheduled. And there's 2 neurochemicals that we can look at to prove this. One of the biggest indicators of how stressed you are is an impaired cortisol rhythm. You have a big spike in the morning, probably more due to caffeine than any sort of movement or stimulation in the rhythm. And then this slowly winds down through the day. Probably going to get a few spikes during lunch and things like this. Next, your adenosine. Your adenosine is your sleep chemical. The more adenosine you have, the more pressure you have to sleep and the more tired you're going to feel. This person's going to wake up with very high adenosine. They're going to have coffee and they're going to feel like the adenosine is going, right? Adenosine is going to drop. But that sleep pressure is going to build up way quicker because as the caffeine wears off, caffeine blocks adenosine, but it doesn't get rid of it. So as caffeine wears off, your adenosine rises. So now you're going to see the sleep pressure build earlier in the day. Now this person has a very high adenosine level, which slowly tapers down. This is as they naturally move, their body can clear the adenosine. This can stay low throughout the day until 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m, where they start to get a slow rise in their adenosine, ready for bed where sleep pressure is high and they can hit the pillow and knock out straight away. This person also gets a big spike in their cortisol first thing in the morning. That's through that movement. They regulate their circadian rhythm. That causes a big spike in your cortisol and you're going to feel very alert naturally without the need of stimulation, right? Their cortisol is going to remain high through those first needle moving hours of the day. And it's going to drop off in the afternoon So they're still going to get an afternoon crash, right? But it's going to feel a lot more pleasant because they've got low cortisol, but their adenosine isn't too high as well. So this person, they're going to be tired and they're going to be stressed. This person might just be a little bit tired. And then it's going to naturally taper off, and when it's time to sleep, they're going to have low cortisol naturally. So these are the kind of points that we create leverage with in our business. When we look at the neurochemicals and break down the math of how many hours you're actually spending, it becomes very, very clear that your 10 hours a day is not productive. So if you're ready to start rebuilding your routine and scaling your business, not just fighting fires, I've got a free audit that you can take to see where you're leaking power. DM me, audit, on LinkedIn or Instagram, and I'll send that straight through to you. And that's everything from me today, guys. I hope you understand what I've just gone through. It's a lot of information, but if you do, you'll be in a better position to manage your energy throughout your workday.